Welcome to Witchcast!
'Cause it's Witchcast!
I'm Emily.
I'm Kate.
And we're your co-hosts of this, the Witchcast podcast.
That's right. We're your learning, growing, ever-evolving novice witches here to explore everything under the woo-woo, esoteric, spiritual umbrella.
And what a beautiful umbrella it is, you know? And today we've got like a little snowflakey themed Yule umbrella.
Winter time, festive, snowflakes,
Cue
cold.
the jingle bells.
Yes. Ching, ching, ching.
Cue the terrifying jingle bells. Because this is we're doing slightly scary Yule stuff, right?
Yes. Well, you know, I feel like, have you seen the meme about how that's making fun of that song, like, we'll tell scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmas.
Yeah, we're gonna
and everyone's like, this person doesn't understand Christmas, and I'm like, oh no, he understands Christmas very well, actually.
Yeah, it's actually all of us modern nerds that don't really know what Christmas is about.
Yuletide was super
It's
dark.
about scaring the children.
Yes, scaring the children, creating nightmares, you know, punishing people for acting out of order. Yeah. Holiday cheer.
Exactly.
And that's what we're going to talk about today. Festive.
Because as you can tell, it is a Kate and Emily episode. It's a story time special, baby.
Yeah, it's just us. We're getting intimate. Welcome.
Is this our first, just the two of us for this season?
No, it's just had been a long time. We've had a lot of
a while.
amazing guests this season.
Yeah.
Emily's been killing it, you guys.
We're
She's
all
been
guested up.
left and right. And I hope you've been enjoying it. I have.
I honestly, like, a lot of the people that we talked to are people that emailed us, which is like, this is the first season that's ever, like, we've ever been mostly booked out of people that, like, reached out to be like, I would be interested, or like their publicist was like, do you want to?
Yeah. Or their book
this
publisher.
show is finally running itself.
Oh yeah, we do nothing. It's no work at all.
I mean, except for all of the, scheduling and emailing and like approving and like saying no to people and also finding people when we have like a hole where we're like, we want this or we want that. Anyway,
doing our research, recording it, editing
it, posting it.
In case you're wondering what it takes
it's basically
to make a
running
podcast.
itself.
Basically running itself. Also, I'm sure you all have noticed, but we have started having ads. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to us. So sorry to you.
But yes, I've been trying really hard to minimize the amount so that it's like very non-intrusive to your listening experience. I hope you will still continue to listen even with the ads. And we don't have control over what the ads are. The program, it's just like through the programming software that we use for that, like, sends out our RSS feed, a little behind the scenes technicalities. But I can like say like what subjects we don't want, but if you do get an offensive ad, like, let us know. We'd love to know that. We can't really control it,
but
we'll
do our best to like change categories or something where we can.
Yeah, we're making like $4, $5.
Ooh,
it's crazy.
We are rolling in pennies.
Yeah, it's really nice. But anyway, your girls have made it.
Yeah. This is it.
We're here.
We are at the summit.
Time to quit our jobs.
Time to quit our jobs.
Full time.
Split this $5 two ways and hit the road.
It's like that cartoon of Mickey Mouse. Isn't that also a Christmas cartoon? The Mickey Mouse cartoon where he like slices the cheese and the bread and the tomatoes.
What is that? Is that
thin.
the Three Amigos?
No, it's something like that. That was really old. But I feel like
I think the Three Amigos might actually be a Steve Martin movie. Now that I've said that out loud.
Well, no, there is the Three Amigos. That's like Donald and those two birds.
Yeah,
that's a Disney thing, but that's different. I think this one's like,
oh, it's hard to be such intense Disney adults as we are.
Anyway, somebody knows and is screaming it at us right now. But it's some old.
Slice the bread real thin.
Yeah. Anyway, that's us.
Yeah.
With our $5. But yeah, but please, if you have any guests or if you are witchy and working on something, reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Or if you have any questions or like things that you would love to hear an episode about, let us know, because we can.
That would be fun to do.
Do a little research.
Frequently asked questions episode. If we get like a bunch of questions, I don't know. That'd be cool.
That'd be neat.
But today we're talking about
Yule stuff,
traditions, like folklore, Yule folklore.
Yeah,
creepy Yule folklore.
Shall I start us off?
Yeah, go for it. What are you going to talk about today, Em?
So I am going to tell you, sweet listeners and Kate, the tale of the Yule Cat, which means the Yule Cat. So Kate touched on this 2 years ago in our story time about La Befana and the Yule Lads.
Yes.
But I wanted to go a little more in depth today about Iceland's Yule Cat, aka the Jólakaturinn, because I think it's such a fun and unique Christmas tradition. My sources here are Brickthology and BohemianCats.com.
Amazing. Amazing.
So the Yule Cat is basically like the Christmas fashion police. He hunts for people who don't have new clothes. The first mention of the Yule Cat on written record dates back to a collection of stories from 1862 by Jan Arneson, and the most famous version of the tale is a 1932 poem by a man named Johannes Úr Kötlum. After the poem, the idea of the Yule Cat, which may have existed in Icelandic tradition as far back as the Dark Ages, according to an unattributed source on a website I read, after the poem, it really took off, and that's when the Yule Cat got tied up with Grilla and her sons, the Yule Lads, when people started saying that the Yule Cat is her pet. And then she was sort of like, cat, it got like wrapped up in some of the more like regular, like more popular traditions, because Grilla and the Yule Lads are very popular in terms of like things people do in Iceland. So the story goes that the Yule Cat is a giant black cat. It can be as tall as a house or bigger, that hunts on Christmas Eve for people who don't have new clothes, especially warm wool winter clothes. So one new sock is enough to save you from the cat, but if you don't have anything, you're effed. So the cat sneaks up and like looks in windows, hoping to find someone who doesn't have at least one new item of clothing, doing a fit check. OOT Yule. If the cat finds someone wearing just old rags, or like even just no new clothes, it attacks, taking, quote, all. That's the oldest version of the story, with some people online wondering whether that's supposed to mean the cat kills you or the cat takes all your old clothes and leaves you naked. Huh. It's unclear. It was the 1860s. We got one sentence. What do we know? I think there are definitely, like, I think it kind of varies from person to person how scary the story gets. But in modern versions of the Yule Cat story, it's mostly used to scare children into doing chores so they get a present of new clothes before Christmas, so that the Yule Cat won't eat their dinner or take all their presents.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I thought this was really interesting. There were some theories behind the lore online about how this very unique tradition might have developed. One is that it was a way to teach people that they needed warm clothes as the winter approached, and remind people that they needed to bundle up. Another suggests that it's a kind of a way to talk about how winter cold can be hardest on like the poorest people and people with the least, because someone who can't afford new clothes might be more likely to like really struggle with the winter cold or to miss meals and stuff like that.
So we should punish them. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Right. And the last is that it was a way of encouraging farm workers to finish processing wool for the season before the holiday break, and for the people who spun wool to move quickly to turn things around made out of that wool, because wool has historically been such a big part of rural Iceland's economy. Oh, okay. All interesting.
Yeah.
So if you're into the Yule Cat, I have great news. Bjork turned that 1932 poem into a song in 1987. And more recently, some Swedish filmmakers turned it into a short film, which you can, I'm pleased to say, watch on YouTube.
Amazing. You have to send me the link and I'll put
Yule
it on
Cat. I will.
On the website. Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet, but I think that might be a tonight activity for me.
Yes, so festive.
And to put a button on this, I thought I could read you Kötlum's poem translated into English. I don't know who translated it, but I got the translation from the website Brickthology.
Please.
All right, here we go. You all know the Yule Cat, and that cat was huge indeed. People didn't know where he came from or where he went. He opened his glaring eyes wide, the two of them glowing bright. It took a really brave man to look straight into them. His whiskers sharp as bristles, his back arched up high, and the claws of his hairy paws were a terrible sight. He gave a wave of his strong tail, he jumped and he clawed and he hissed. Sometimes up in the valley, sometimes down by the shore. He roamed at large, hungry and evil in the freezing Yule snow. In every home people shuddered at his name. If one heard a pitiful meow, something evil would happen soon. Everybody knew he hunted men, but didn't care for mice. He picked on the very poor that no new garments got, for Yule, who toiled and lived in dire need. From them he took in one fell swoop their whole Yule dinner, always eating it himself, if he possibly could. Hence it was that the women at their spinning wheels sat spinning a colorful thread for a frock or a little sock. Because you mustn't let the cat get hold of the little children. They had to get something new to wear from the grown-ups each year. And when the lights come on Yule Eve and the cat peered in, the little children stood rosy and proud, all dressed up in their new clothes. Some had gotten an apron, and some had gotten shoes, or something that was needed. That was all it took. For all who got something new to wear stayed out of that pussycat's grasp. He then gave an awful hiss, but went on his way. Whether he still exists, I do not know. But his visit would be in vain if next time everybody got something new to wear. Now you might be thinking of helping where help is needed most. Perhaps you'll find some children that have nothing at all. Perhaps searching for those that live in a lightless world will give you a happy day and a merry, merry Yule.
Oh, that's a nice note to end on.
Yeah.
When you were reading that, I was like, is this Big Wool trying to is Yule Cat
you gotta ask yourself.
an economic ploy, a tool of furthering the economy of the wool and clothing industry in early Iceland? But then that last stanza, I feel like, drives it home of oh no, maybe it's about giving back to those who need.
Yeah, by giving them the gift of wool this year.
Yes, so that the Yule Cat doesn't come and eat their Christmas dinner. Oh my god, that's amazing. I did not know all of these colorful details of the Yule Cat.
Yeah, I thought, we gave it a throwaway line before. Let's really dig in there and cat it up.
Get to know this feline friend. So do people still to this day, I mean, obviously Bjork has a song, of course she does, but do they still celebrate, or I guess do they still tell stories of the Yule Cat? Is that still a popular tradition today, or is it kind of...
So I have never been to Iceland, so I can't confirm this firsthand, but my understanding is that this is sort of folded into the Yule Lad stuff, where it's you have to get a sock for people get it's I was saying, I think that for the most part it's used to be oh, children, you must do your chores so you can get your early present, so the Yule Cat doesn't come for you and eat your dinner.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was curious. I love these Yule traditions. They're these old Christmas folklore.
Yeah, it's traditions.
Fun. It's so toxic.
It's so I mean, everything about I feel like the whole Santa thing.
Oh,
where we
yeah,
were just
absolutely.
there's a made up man who can see when you're sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. He's watching you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Super creepy. Hello, surveillance era. Yeah, it's all.
And
the
I
same.
believe you also have a creepy Yule tradition to talk about.
Yeah, so I have a lot of notes, and I'm going to try and keep it short because I fell down kind of a rabbit hole, because just like the Yule Cat, my topic is focused on another wintertime companion, and apparently there's a whole bunch of these. So I wanted to talk about Krampus today, or
Krampus.
Yes. Because he's so popular. I actually just sent you a TikTok of some Krampus celebrations in Austria, I think it was, a video montage. So he's obviously had a huge resurgence lately. We all love our black death metal, half goat, half demon, anti-Santa. But I wanted to know, where does he really come from? How do these stories originate? And so that's what I was interested in finding out. And in my research, which was just a few different articles from Smithsonian and PBS, there was a video I watched and that was really good. Obviously some Wikipedia. I was surprised by a couple things. One, he's not as old as we think. At least it's not confirmed that he's actually pagan in origin. And he's actually not so singular. Like I mentioned, there's a whole slew of winter companions that to me feel like they're taken out of an early 2000s Guillermo del Toro movie. It's very Pan's Labyrinth. So I just wanted to touch on them a little bit, but mostly focus on...
Krampus is just begging for Guillermo del Toro movie.
He should definitely do... Guillermo, if you're listening, I know you're a fan.
Right, big fan.
Please.
Of us.
Of us, specifically, of Witchcast. Please make a
we
Krampus
like him
movie.
too, but...
Yeah. Okay, so geographic and folkloric origins. So the Krampus's historical origins, generally believed to be, emerging into the Yuletide Yuletide winter scene in Slavic and Austrian celebrations. So you see them, you see him in winter festivals in the Alpine regions of Austria, Hungary, Slovenia, Croatia, Germany, and Italy. They all feature different versions of this goated devil.
Mm-hmm.
Although originally Krampus was probably more of a category of monster than the actual name
Oh.
of an individual creature, and maybe have been inspired by pre-Christian Alpine traditions. So, real quick history lesson, side note. The Perkt or Pact, I'm not sure how to pronounce. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I did have to learn German for a play back in college, but that was 20 years ago. The Perkten are mischievous alpine spirits that some historians theorize could have been like folkloric precursors to the Krampus. So there was this devilish figure known as Perkt, an alpine goddess who is depicted as either a beautiful woman or a haggard old crone with one very large foot. And
so many places have the beautiful woman or crone, but so few have and one large foot.
Yeah, I loved the one very large foot. I thought that was a really interesting detail. Gross. And she would come around and make sure that you were following the rules of the holiday. And if you weren't, she'd slit your belly open and stuff you full of straw. Cute childhood
normal stuff, yeah.
Lessons. Like say spinning your yarn during the holidays. No, that was a cultural taboo. There were also these processions, which from what I briefly read kind of were like costumed fake fights, like Civil War reenactments, but basically like a beautiful Perkten and ugly Perkten. Anyway, they were known as Perktenlaufen, which historians are consider an earlier form of the Krampus runs, which I'll talk about. Okay, so anyway, the name Krampus may derive from Middle German, the Middle German word of Kralle, meaning claw, and the Bavarian word Krampen, meaning something lifeless and dried out.
Ooh.
So and there's plenty of regional variations, of course. And in terms of looks, you know him, you love him. He's typically depicted as a horned anthropomorphic figure that's half goat, half demon. He's hairy. He's usually dark colored, like brown or black, and has fangs and a long pointed tongue. I didn't know this. He's frequently shown in illustrations and like masquerades as having one grotesque human foot, which maybe is a little Perked reference, and then one cloven hoof of a goat. Although I feel like in the horror movies and all the modern stuff nowadays, he's just he just has the hooves. But anyway, but especially once Catholicism came around, the horns on his head were like a really big deal. Like horned equals devil, equals evil. And there's sometimes like many different animal horns. So that's a big part of his look as well. So in terms of where he comes from, the claims that Krampus is derived from pagan traditions intending to drive away winter and evil spirits and an ancient fertility rite like that, as far as the PBS video said, is unfounded. Like there's no real reality or evidence for this. Scholars found that the false pagan origin story of Krampus was invented in the early 20th century by socialist folklorists attempting to cast Christianity as a practice that sullied ancient Nordic customs. And then womp womp, the Nazi party also reinforced this claim, publishing a photo essay portraying Krampus as an ancient custom banned for its pagan roots. But in reality, Krampus nights weren't really recorded until 1582 in the Bavarian town of Diesen, in passing reference under the name Perk. Another tradition states that Krampus is the son of Hel, the Norse god of the underworld. Again, as we've seen with all of these kind of folklore tales, there's many different versions, many different he said, she said, So anyway, okay, so how he started to get associated with St. Nicholas and Christianity. There's a lot of conflicting versions about how this originally came to be. There's some evidence of performances that linked Krampus to Satan and Jesuit theater. And the monster frequently appears in St. Nicholas plays. So that's probably where his like opposition to divinity construction began. So in around the 17th century, the figure of Krampus was paired with St. Nicholas as a helper. Because Nicholas is a saint, it was not deemed saintly behavior for him to deliver punishments. So a helper was assigned to this role. And St. Nicholas has a lot of helpers, these winter companions, which I'll talk about them later. But so on St. Nicholas Day, also called the Feast of St. Nicholas, it's a Christian festival observed in Western Christian countries on December 6th, or sometimes the preceding evening, December 5th. And it falls within the season of Advent. And it celebrates Saint Nick's reputation as a bringer of gifts for well-behaved children, where he would distribute sweets and gifts while his companions, such as Krampus, would deliver coal or switches for naughty children.
Ooh.
I used to actually celebrate St. Nick Day as a kid. We would put our shoes outside of our door and then on December 5th and then wake up on the morning of December 6th and get like a bunch of candy and treats stuffed in our shoes.
Oh, hell yeah.
One year, my father did it and forgot that, we have a dog. And our dog got a hold of all the like little like cappuccino dark chocolates or whatever he had put in my brother's and my shoes and got very sick, but he was fine. He survived.
Oh, thank God.
Lesson learned if you do St. Nick's night with the shoes, because it's different in a lot of different cultures, but the shoe one, maybe put them up somewhere your dogs and cats can't get to them.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Anyway, so as we know, like I said, St. Nick carries, provides these gifts, but Krampus functions as a foil to the benevolent St. Nicholas. So he punishes disobedient children who misbehave. He carries a sack or basket to cart off evil children for drowning or eating them, or sometimes transporting them back to hell. And I guess not back. Children didn't come from hell. But transporting them to
depends on the child.
I guess it depends on the child if you're really bad. He also carries a bundle of birch branches. Specifically, it's usually always birch or sticks called a root, which he swats, and hits children. And naughty children receive the coal or bundles of those branches, and then like good children get gifts, right? So yes, that's his like role in the Christian Saint Nick's partnership.
Whole origin story here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know if that's the original like first depiction of coal, but again, Saint Nicholas is also similar to Sinterklaas, which originates from Spain. Like all of the European traditions and folklores, like borrow from each other, blend together, and I'm sure that this is where coal came from. So detailed descriptions of Krampus only emerged in the 19th century once folklorists began recording costumes worn during Krampuslauf or Krampus run. In the Alpine region, December 5th marks a celebratory, usually drunken parade where people dressed as Krampus walk through the streets, scaring bypassers and chasing down, kids, unlucky ones, whatever. So they would
SantaCon origin story.
Exactly. SantaCon origin story for real. So they would in the oldest traditions, they would blacken their faces. Womp womp. We'll talk more about that too. Don a dark false beard and dress in dark clothing, or they would wear wooden masks and long fur coats, sporting belts with large bells and a switch in their hand. And in Catholic areas where the fear of the devil was stronger, like I mentioned, the costume included horns. That was really important to highlight the evil nature. The Krampus masks were often called larven, from the Latin word larva, meaning both mask and ghost. And these traditional masks were really grotesque, with exaggerated features and gaping mouths, with massive animal horns, usually multiple pairs from different animals. They seemed super cool, like really intricate. Rad. And the mask carvers were like seen as really esteemed masters of their craft. So this is where Krampus runs or Krampuslofts began, and that still continues to this day, which I'll talk about too. Like people still party, and again, like you said, have their Santa cons. They have their Krampus cons. So, but the Krampus has been banned or tried to be banned over the years. So the Catholic Church attempted to banish the Krampus celebrations as early as the 12th century because he resembled the devil. Documents from the 17th and 18th century show Salzburg archbishops trying to ban the Krampus tradition. It was really not so much about the monster, but really more just like calm down on the drinking and the partying of Krampuslauf. Like that's what they really were trying to chill. It didn't work, obviously. In 19th century, Krampuslauf tradition dwindled and was only really preserved by a small number of Austrian and German towns until the 1870s as consumerism boomed. And once consumerism boomed, we had the invention of postcards and like automated mail. And so people started to send out these red postcards known as Krampuskarten, which were greeting cards featuring Krampus. And it would show like cartoons of Krampus like looming menacingly over children, or sometimes even like pursuing half-naked like buxom women. Like he started to get like this weird sexual energy, of course, in the 1800s with the postcards. So people think maybe that's where like the fertility rumor got started, but like whatever. Yeah, anyway, so that really kind of brought him back into the into the spotlight
I
around
love that.
the 1800s. Yeah.
Someone started making Krampus erotica and they were just like,
Yeah.
bring him back.
Yes. Love him. Love that Krampus. What a devil. And then it was also the Krampus tradition was prohibited in the Dollfuss regime in Austria following the 1932 election. In the 1950s, the government of Austria distributed pamphlets titled Krampus is an Evil Man due to fears it might damage children's mental health. But and then of course like the association with the Nazi party, since they kind of loved it, that also like
Yeah, that's not so hot.
tanked his popularity. But he has since experienced a revival. He's so popular now. We have
Oh my god. Oh my
horror
god.
movies, we have video games, we have the Krampus lofts happen now across Western Europe or Eastern Europe. So yeah, he's still very popular. And there's also a 2015 original like horror movie titled Krampus starring Adam Scott. I haven't seen it yet. It's on my to watch list.
I was actually gonna say I had put it on my to watch list for this month because I was like,
yeah. Apparently, it's very campy and terrible, and it does like associate him again like with like murderous evil versus being a
it's not like a pagan.
No,
like whatever.
there's no pagan folklore. I think in
this is making me wonder if we accidentally like by allowing Krampus to come back also allowed the rise of the far right, or if the rise of the far right dragged Krampus back out.
Maybe. It's so funny because I feel like some people theorize that the reason Krampus is so popular is like was actually in response in rebellion to the huge overconsumerism and capitalism of Christmas, like because it became so like cheery, fun, and Disneyfied, like this like counterculture kind of rose up again.
Yeah,
I'd like to think that that's the reason, not that conservatism.
It's not just a weird like coincidence that it's somehow tied to Nazism.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. A couple fun tidbits.
I'm still gonna watch the movie. I'm not gonna worry about it too hard.
Let's not think about it too hard. A couple cute like tidbits. The figure of Krampus is so embedded in culture that he has inspired the naming of several real-world biological species, including the caddisfly Anisocentropus krampus, the sweat bee Austroscephalcotus krampus, and the fish Protomelis krampus. So Krampus is throughout everything. And then also in 2015, around the mid 2010s, there were some concerns in Alpine towns about the influx of refugees from Syria and Afghanistan, that they wouldn't understand the tradition of Krampus and that the children would be scared and have nightmares. So instead of canceling the parade, the town officials opted to educate the newcomers. So specifically, refugee children in Lienz, Austria, were invited to a presentation where they got to learn about the props, the costumes, and the culture of Krampus, so that they could like choose whether they wanted to adopt these cultural traditions or not, but understand like the reference and the history, so that they weren't just like, what are these scary goats?
Yeah, why am I being yelled at by Goat Man?
Yeah.
Which I
thought was like super kind and like a wonderful way to approach. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I thought that was really, really sweet. Okay, let's really quick, just let me tell you just a couple tidbits about the other winter companions of St. Nicholas.
Yes.
Because these are wild. And honestly, you could probably do like separate episodes about most of them. But next, Ruprecht from Germany, also known as farmhand Rupert or servant Rupert. He's probably the most familiar companion in Germany. Ruprecht is traditionally carrying like a long staff and a bag of ashes. He just looks kind of like a poorer Santa. And he would sometimes beat children who did not know their prayers with his bag of ashes. He's also known as Schmutzli in German-speaking Switzerland. These all have like, again, lots of names, lots of derisions, versions. So, okay, we have to talk about Zwarte Piet, also known as Black Pete. I have to talk about him because you can't talk about these winter companions without. And also, I think it's important to just talk about it. So he's the companion to Sinterklaas, who's St. Nicholas in the Dutch folklore. I think they also call him Sinterklaas in Spain. But anyway, traditionally, he's depicted as wearing blackface and colorful Renaissance attire. Like different versions, have him as being of Moor background, the Spanish Moors, and like being either a slave or a servant of St. Nicholas. He distributes sweets and gifts, but historically he used to, in the early, versions of the folklore, he was he threatened to punish naughty children or take them back to Spain in a sack. there have been many,
Take me back to Spain in a sec.
yeah, seriously,
Sorry.
many violent protests, like many ridiculously violent protests and fights. And violent meaning the ones who are pro Zwarte Piet, over the offensiveness of the blackface of this character in the recent decades, like since basically the 80s on. It is, it's crazy reading the list of how many times people have been like, hey, maybe you should change it. This is really offensive, because it's a very common practice in the countries that celebrate, and, that's what Piet is from, like, to put on blackface and like parade around town and like give children sweets, like white people putting on actual blackface. And if you see cartoon illustrations of him, it's very offensive. So, notably during the George Floyd murder and subsequent protests in 2020, it got really, really reached a height. And many media and government organizations, including like even I think it was the Dutch version of Sesame Street, made a statement and had an episode about it. They decided to rebrand him as Sooty Piet, with soot marks on his natural skin, and he's just sooty from going down the chimney with Saint Nick so much. So is that a fix? I don't know. But a lot of people, of course, are like traditional history, just like we experience here in over here in America and Canada. So anyway, that's fourth thing.
Yeah, I've seen the online arguments, and I like, boy, howdy, did people really care about it?
They really care. They really care. And obviously, we both are not like from those cultures, so like we can't
it's hard
speak
to
on
be
anything.
like.
But I just also remember first learning about it from the Office episode.
Oh no!
where oh my god, why can I not remember like any of the characters' names all of a sudden? Dwight comes in dressed as Belschnickel, which I'll talk about in a second, and he like sends away Mark Proshk, who plays like one of the side characters who's dressed as Forte Piet, and they removed the scene where they show him in blackface, which was probably the right call. Anyway, okay, moving on. Pierre Fortard, whose name means, again, I'm sorry, French is not my language at all, his name means father whipper. He is quite a character. He accompanies Saint Nicholas in parts of eastern and northern France to dispense lumps of coal or beatings. He's typically armed with a whip, a large stick, or bundles of switches. But one thing about Pierre that I thought was interesting is a popular origin story is that he was suggests that he was an innkeeper or butcher who then murdered and cut into pieces 3 wealthy boys and stewed them in a barrel. Ooh. And then St. Nicholas came along, resurrected them, and then forced him as a punishment to become his assistant. So really fun, really warm, festive times. Yeah. And then, of course,
really makes you feel like Christmas.
Really puts that warm jingle bell feeling in your stomach. Yep. And then there's more, but last I'll talk about is just Belschnickel from Germany, and then of course Pennsylvania later on, which I said Dwight dressed as, also called Pelsnickel. This figure wears fur covering his entire body and sometimes a mask with a long tongue, very similar to Krampus. And he visits children at Christmas time to deliver shoes full of candy and coal or a stick or a switch for misbehavior. So very common themes with all of these winter companions. So that's Krampus and his winter companion gang.
Wow. The gang's all here.
The gang's all here.
And they'll beat your children.
They kick your ass if you're not good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
I know. Wow. Were you ever told anything like in terms of Santa of like, you better do this or he won't give you presents or you'll get coal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that like, every now and then in like November, December, it would be like, oh, you better do it because Santa's watching, like,
yeah, same.
Just like, but like light bribery more than like, really anything scary or serious.
I actually got some coal once. I think I was like a preteen. I was surprisingly very upset about it. Like, I think it was like candy coal. It was like a joke coal thing that my mom put in her stocking. But I think she only gave it to me and not my brother. I don't know. Like, there was something that like it clearly hit a nerve because I remember being so fucking pissed about it. Being like, what the hell? Yeah. I just because I think we had a rough year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're a teen and like you just don't get along with your parents for some long stretches of time. And so I feel like it was a tough year. My mom and I never really saw eye to eye, still don't see eye to eye a lot. We bicker and fight a lot. And like, so I feel like once I got that cold, I was like, fuck you guys. This is not funny. I was pissed.
Aw, poor little Kate.
I know, because also, like, I really wanted to be good. I'm such a good girl.
Yeah, it's like, oh, man, when the judgment comes down that you're not good.
Oh, man. That's, like, psychologically damaging, I feel like.
Yeah.
Everyone just wants to be good. Not to get too deep. Anyway.
That's there's like this episode of It's Always Sunny where it's like it's not what we're using it for, but like it like goes to therapy and is just like insisting that the therapist tell her she's a good actress. Yes. But she just goes, tell me I'm good, tell me I'm good, tell me I'm good, tell me I'm good. And then finally the therapist goes like, you're good. And she's like, was that so hard? But Dan and I do that to each other. So we're just like, am I good? Tell me I'm good.
I should start incorporating that into my daily routine of asking Matt if he's mad at me for no reason at all.
Relatable.
I'm like, are you mad at me? He's like, no, I'm not mad at you. I'm never mad at you.
Oh my God. Yeah, poor Dan. I do the same thing. It's like, if he's quiet for like 5 minutes, I'm like, did I do something wrong? It's like,
it's okay. You can tell me. Like the most secure relationships, like the most gentlest of men.
The answer has never been yes.
Yeah, never. Although there are sometimes where I'm like, are you mad? I can tell you're mad. And then he'll like eventually be like, well, I didn't really like when you said that mean thing the other day. And that's like the majority. That's like the most it gets. And I'm just like, it's because I was mean to him. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But I stand by it. By it. Oh, being a millennial is hard. I don't know if it's a millennial thing. I feel like it's a millennial, like, especially like if like women femme thing. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm constantly apologizing for existing.
Yeah.
No, you know what though? Like, Matt does too. I think it might just be a millennial thing. Yeah. I don't know. If you're Gen X or Gen Z and you are also this way, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Are you a people pleaser?
Yeah. Like, tell us if you're a people pleaser.
Tell us if you want us to tell you you're good. We'll
tell you. Yeah. You're so. Hey, you know what? You are good.
Yeah. Let's.
If you're listening right now,
you're good.
You're doing a great job. You're doing so good. We're so proud of you.
You're really good at what you do. And everybody likes you.
Yeah, everybody likes you. You're great. You're doing so well, and we're so proud of you, and we love you, just as you are.
Yeah, and you deserved that ribbon.
You really did. You know what? Get that fast food on your way home. You deserve it.
You deserve it.
Get that Taco Bell, that McDonald's, whatever. Okay, I'm getting emotional. We should draw a card.
Yeah, let's draw a card. What are we carding from today?
Okay, today we're going to pull a card from my Crystals Stone deck. It's been
it's been a long time since we've seen the Crystals deck.
Quite a while. Yeah, she was like when I opened it.
Dust.
She was mad. And I'm not gonna shuffle. I'm just gonna
raw dog it.
Pull it. I'm just gonna pull it out.
Straight into the crystals.
Because the card,
no like foreplay.
Like sometimes when you haven't touched your cards in a while and they get kind of like sticky and stiff, like they're not. They don't like shuffle well.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do like and I pulled out. Oh, I pulled out Moonstone.
Ooh.
I will post a photo of this. It's just like so on the front of it. The thing is that these cards don't have like backs. So on the front of it is a beautiful, photo of this like I guess you could call it like creamy color moonstone.
Yeah.
It's like it has so many different variations of colors in it, which is what I love about Moonstone. Mm-hmm. And then on the back of it, it has like the description. So Moonstone, what it is, a shimmering protective talisman for travelers since way back. Moonstone is a dreamy white to peach hued feldspar mineral for gazers of sky and soul. Who needs it? All you earth goddesses out there and people you keep around who need to work on their empathy, patience, and intuition. Where to put it? On your bedside table, in your overnight bag with your passport and eye mask. When to use it? Under a new moon, use it to set intentions that align with your purest, life-affirming, inner child nurturing calling. Under a full moon, Moonstone belongs in the bedroom or wherever you get down. And the mantra is, find your natural rhythm. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I love a Moonstone.
Yeah, what a cozy stone.
It's so cozy. It's like a perfect like winter stone too, I feel.
Yeah.
Like. Dude, did you see the latest full moon? Have you seen the latest full moon we had recently? She was gorgeous. She was huge.
I did. When was it?
It was just a few days ago from when we're recording this. It was like just a
What was
couple
I
days
doing?
ago. Oh, I know what you were doing. We talked about this before we started recording.
It's like Ralphing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so you were worshiping the porcelain moon. So.
Yeah, alas. I saw a full moon, but it was not the romantic one.
It was so bright in the sky. It like when I saw it, it was kind of covered with some clouds, but it created this huge halo through the clouds. It was insanely bright. It was nuts. But there'll be many full moons, so don't worry.
Yeah.
But I feel like the coldness makes the moons. Well, obviously we're both like in the New York area, so it's cold by us. If you're in the southern hemisphere or in the south, sorry. Also lucky, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, good
but,
for
like,
you.
Good for you. I feel like when it's cold though, the moon seems extra clear. The sky seems extra clear. Did you feel it?
Crispier, yeah.
It's crispy, yeah.
But yeah, so we'll be back for one more episode, and then we're going to be off for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks?
Ish.
Maybe 3 weeks. And we'll be back in the new year.
Yeah.
With some cheese tyromancy.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Which
we have a lot of great guests
psyched for.
slotted for the new year.
Yeah, we have I don't want to give too much away, but an animal that can do a little fortune telling, maybe.
Yeah, so exciting.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be great.
Have a lovely solstice. Maybe we can talk about that next episode. We can talk some solstice stuff.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have Cole. He's a wealth of knowledge.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Happy whatever you are celebrating, if anything, this time of year.
Yes. Happy Yule.
Yule. Hope the cat doesn't get you.
Yeah, make sure you get a new sock. Treat yourself to a
get
new
a
pair
scarf,
of socks.
baby.
I have no advice in terms of Krampus. You just have you got to cash in your chips
Just
now.
Good luck out there, yeah.
Yeah, your year's been done. You've either been good or bad.
Yeah, you got like 2 more weeks to get it in. So like, squeeze.
Maybe
in
go
some
donate
good
some
works.
socks. That'll help.
Yeah. Perfect.
Hit
Double
2
whammy.
folklore monsters in one go.
Yeah, feed 2 birds with 1 scone, as they say.
Ah, I love that.
Oh.
I love that. That's less violent than
Yeah,
hitting
I
them with stones.
Well.
So follow us at Witchcast Podcast on Instagram to keep up to date with all of that. Upcoming wonderful pleasures. And I'll post photos of the card. And then also, if you want to read more about Krampus or the Yule Cat, check out our website at witchcastpodcast.com. I'll also post a link to the short film Emily mentioned of the Yule Cat that you can watch on YouTube. And
Which again, I have not watched yet, but I am going to go ahead and say it's great.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. And 2
thumbs.
Just
Question mark.
2 thumbs.
Existing.
And then what else?
You can email us anytime you want at witchcastpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to say something inspirational. And while you're out there on the internet, you're very much allowed to leave us a 5-star review. And in fact, we'd very much appreciate it as perhaps a Yule gift.
Yes, what a lovely Yule gift. I feel like Krampus would appreciate it too.
Yeah, maybe he'd not hit you with his stick after all if you leave us a 5-star review and maybe a little comment so that other people find this podcast too.
That would be wonderful.
What a dream.
What?
What?
What did you want to... Oh, dear Lord. Okay, well, until next time.
Hex yeah!
'Cause it's Witchcast.